we go.
It is. It's podcast day. We're excited. We're digging out there. What have we got?
Dude, it's fucking podcast day.
Takes you back to that
Out of the
time when you remember what you were doing when you first listened to that album, or
What is going on, you champions? That's right. Yes.
What up?
Podcast day. Two dudes talk music. Yes, and I've been stewing on this shit all day.
What is going on?
Yes.
It's that time. It's that time. Podcast time. Yeah, spill the beans, man. Spill the beans. We want it. We want this. The exclusive
Yeah.
details.
Go. Boo.
Boo.
Welcome to Halloween podcast day. Very, very special episode. As you can see, we are in the mood. I have my lovely lady friend here.
Oof.
We're doing good. How you doing, my man?
Man, I'm good. I've been so pumped up for this week, eh? Seriously,
Yeah.
seriously. When I heard what we got, and it was for the Halloween special, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be good, and you know it's gonna be fire.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, it is. What have you been up to? What have you been listening to, dude?
Oh, Arctic Monkeys just dropped a new album, man.
Yeah.
So I'm a fan. I'm a bit of a fan of the old Arctic Monkeys.
Okay.
So
cool.
yeah, I was like, had to listen to that today, and I was quite impressed. It's a score. It's not exactly an album. It's definitely a score. It's pretty
Okay,
big.
So it's the kind of thing you got to listen to start to finish, you reckon?
Oh yeah, but it's just Arctic Monkeys, you know. But that's just
Nice.
yeah. But other than that, nothing really that heavy this week, I must say.
Okay, cool.
What about
cool.
you, my friend?
Man, I went to see Steel Panther.
You did.
I went, yeah. The missus had tickets, so we went to see Steel Panther on the weekend. That was pretty good. Lagerstein opening up and kicking all the fucking ass. Bare Bones from Sydney did a really, really good job. Airborne, like fucking hell, Airborne. Like I'll be honest with you, I know zero Airborne songs, but every time I watch them, I'm just having the best time because they got good energy on stage. They make it really entertaining to watch, so that's always fucking impressive. And yeah, Steel Panther kicking ass as usual, getting all the girls up, girls getting the titties out.
Hey,
That. Although I will say, I feel like Airborne blew Steel Panther off the fucking stage. Like,
oh really?
Airborne was easily the best act on the night.
Wow.
Steel Panther did a lot of talking. Which I know it's part of their act, but yeah, I felt like they kind of did a bit too much talking. But anyway, hey, CJ's in the chat.
CJ, what up, man?
CJ?
And just real quick before we go any further, a big shout out. To Matt, is that math for these on? Thank you very much for the follow. Bone Jones Bass, thank you very much for the follow. And Schmikoff 1, thank you very much for the follow tonight.
See, the missus disagrees with me. She reckons Steel Panther was the best, the better of the shows, but agree to disagree. Anyway, let's move things
Twitch
right
H
along.
Gingers for the follow that right now. I don't know if it really does, but you know, gingers. We need gingers in this world. You ready, bud?
Right, we absolutely do. Okay, so many new follows. This is amazing.
This is awesome, man. Already, I love it.
Let's get to the reason for the season. This very, very special Halloween episode, and we thought, who else could we get on?
Oh,
But one of Brisbane's greatest,
Oh.
one of Brisbane's biggest and best,
Oh.
one of the absolute top metal bands in Australia right now. They're blowing everyone off the fucking stage. Airborne, Steel Panther, I don't give a fuck. They'll kick all of their asses.
now fuck yeah.
We have Bo from DISKUST. Fucking round of applause, everybody. This is so fucking cool. Thank you so much for coming on, my dude.
Thank you for having me, man. Thank you. And hey, thank you for that introduction as well.
Told you, hey, this is how we do it, man. This is how we do it. I told you, man. You come on here, you're a fucking legend, you're a rock star, you're the biggest thing in the world. This is how we like to do it.
Appreciate that, man. Thank you very much.
So, yes, obviously, as we mentioned, DISKUST, an awesome Brizzy metal band. They're absolutely kicking ass and taking names. Yeah, if you're in Brisbane, if you're in the scene, you fucking know them. I know you guys have played a bunch of Sydney shows as well recently. So
Yep.
how's that? Have the Sydney shows been getting a good response? Have you been?
Man, Sydney's probably my favourite place to go, to be honest.
You
So
reckon?
far, yeah. I mean, every time we've come down here, big crowds, big energy. I mean, it's been insane. Yeah, we love it. We love it.
Oh, that's so good, man. I'm really glad my hometown's doing you guys, treating you guys right like that.
Fuck yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely.
Really good.
I'm
That's
going
so
to
good.
bust my disgust cherry this Sunday. So sorry, boss, I'm not in Monday, brother. Sorry, boss.
Oh, did you text him?
No, I'm gonna text him. If he watches, he'll know. But I'm texting him tomorrow.
So yeah, we should mention that obviously. Yeah, you guys have a show this weekend, right? At in Sydney.
Yeah. Sunday we're playing. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's so good. I mean, Frankie's is a very. I mean, I've not played there myself, but I know it's one of the venues in Sydney that tends to go off pretty much every time they get stuff happening. So
Man, it's
that's
so
really
good.
Yep. So if you're from Sydney and you're watching it and you didn't know about it, make a point to go down to Frankie's on this weekend and catch Disgust because I
I'll
can
be there.
guarantee you'll be impressed. Guarantee
Fuck
you'll be impressed. So, all right. Now we had CJ on last week, who
Yeah.
was part of you guys for a little while there.
Yeah.
But going back a little further, tell us about the history of the band. Like, when did you guys start performing as a band, or how did you guys come together in the first place?
So the band was put together without a vocalist in about 2017, and then I came in to take over for vocals, or to do vocals. And we did like 2 or 3 years, just playing shows wherever we could. And then we, at the end of 2019, I think it was, if I'm getting my years correct, we split. Just differences, really. We had 2 members leave at the same time, and by that point, we'd already had a whole bunch of members leave, and we were just like, "Fuck, man, is there much point going on?" You know. And so we kind of disbanded, and then Bones and I were still in cahoots. We were definitely going to put something else together, and then he turned to me and said, "Why don't we just put Disgust back together? But get members that we are sure are going to stick around for the long haul, And I was like, man, I was a little bit iffy about it. I'm like, man, fuck, I really, I can't remember exactly what I said, but I was just like, man, I don't know, man, I really don't know. And he said, look, I'll take care of it. I'll go out and I'll find who we need. And that's when he got CJ, drummer. He came back and he said, look, I've got CJ from Nuclear Vision. We'd played with them a couple of times. Loved CJ's work and loved Nuclear Vision. So I was like, oh yeah, okay, that's exciting. And then we got Jace, who was a fan of the band before he was in. And so he came on board and we were like, oh, fuck yeah, okay. Well, because we knew he was good too. He used to play in Crave.
Yeah. Oh shit. Okay. Yeah. That's
yeah.
I didn't realize there was that connection there.
Yeah. So we knew he was a really good guitarist. And then we got Kyle back from before, and that was kind of how we all reformed. And it was kind of like, okay, well, if we're going to do this, we're going to be 100%, and that's it, So ever since then, it's been go,
That's so cool, man. That's really, really good. And if I understand correctly, you guys were not originally a masked band, is that right?
Well, no,
Or
yeah,
it was and then it wasn't, or
yeah, we were, and then we weren't. I can't really remember. We always wanted to do something theatrical.
Yep.
A lot of the live show and the theatrics was imperative to us from the beginning. And at some point we thought masks just weren't for us.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we reformed with CJ and all that at the start of 2020, we went, nah, we're doing it again, and we're gonna bigger, better, we're gonna go 100% or nothing. So here we are.
That's awesome. No, I mean, I 100% get the theatrical aspect of it. I've been in, I've spoken with so many musos, and there kind of comes a point where, yeah, there's so I understand people that may want the music to speak for itself, apart from any theatrics. Like, they're worried about they'll be seen as gimmicky if they're doing like masks or anything too theatrical, and I get it. I mean, any band that wears masks immediately gets the comparisons. Slipknot, Mushroom Head, whatever. Any band that wears face paint, it's like, oh, you're ripping off Kiss, you're ripping off whatever. But it's like you there has to be points of difference. You have to find ways to differentiate yourself from the crowd. There's 1,000 bands out there that can play really, really good music. If
Exactly.
you're just another one of
Oh,
those
yeah.
bands that can play really, really good music, what does it matter? How's anyone going to remember you if
Exactly.
if it's just that? I mean, I did, I mentioned before, like I used to be part of Tensions Arise. We didn't go so far as masks or face paint necessarily, but we eventually made a point of going, okay, we need to have some sort of look. We need to have a look on stage, and that
Yep.
ended up being, like sort of business pants and you know button-up shirts that were all sort of modified in different ways and stuff. And it's
Yeah. Yeah.
it's not like a uniform necessarily, but a consistent look was kind of the point. And then I don't know if you heard of a band called Acid Nymph that was rocking around in Sydney a few years back, but that was like face paints, very like sort of carnival type themed stuff, and it was all in that vein.
Yeah.
So and obviously now playing bass for Nuclear Vision. So I mean, I've had other ideas that I've wanted to do that haven't come to fruition as well. So believe me, I 100% get the whole wanting the masks as a way to differentiate yourself and stand out, because
Absolutely. Yeah.
it's people go to a gig and they're like, there's 5 bands playing, and it's like, okay, cool, how do we stand out from the other 5 bands?
Exactly. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I mean, you'll completely understand as well. I think there's bands that rely on it as a crutch. There are some bands that'll do a gimmick as a crutch, and the music is, very generic and average at best, and they use the gimmick to try and stand out despite being average.
Yeah.
But if a band's out there doing really, really good shit, even then, that's not always enough. So
Yeah. Exactly. That was what was really important to us. We had to make sure that there was a balance. We couldn't just go out there with a look on, and as good as we looked or whatever. It just people see through all of that.
yes,
If you're not committed to it and you're not doing it correctly, and especially if your music just doesn't live up to what you're trying to give out. With when you put your heart and soul into a look, the music needs to back it up, and it essentially needs to be an extension of the music.
Yeah.
So music always is first, and then everything else around it is really just a bonus or a glitter or
Yeah, like I mean, and as you say, yeah, it's important that the look or the gimmick ties into the music, because it wouldn't work if you guys were up there looking like you are performing, K-pop.
exactly.
It wouldn't work.
I
But
want
the
to
fact
see
that
it.
you're up there with
I
that,
want to see
and
it.
all right, that's confirmed. Next Disgust album is a K-pop covers album.
Do a BTS cover.
we could do
But I mean, it's yeah, and I always love chatting with people that understand that, because sometimes you just get these people that just can't seem to get their heads around it.
exactly. I mean, we get the comparison to Slipknot and all that all the time, man. And it's really just a face value thing. It's just have you listened to us? Like
Yeah.
we really don't sound that much like. I mean, we're a metal band.
Yeah.
That's the only comparison you can make, is that we're a metal band and we wear masks.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like as you said, anything that you do, another band has done it. What is there to stand out?
Yeah.
So even if we weren't wearing masks, they would find another reason that we
Oh, yeah,
sounded like
absolutely.
someone else. So it really
Absolutely.
doesn't matter what we do.
Yeah, and there's always going to be people out there that want to throw shade on that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So Twitch hates gingers. I'm guessing that's one of your guys, because they're going
That's
BTS cover
Jace.
on it.
That's Jace.
Awesome, mad love, Jace. Yep, 100%. He's like, we got the next rehearsal and he'll have something ready, I'm sure. So on that as well. So on the theatrical thing, on the masks thing, do you
Yep.
guys obviously there's names for the stage personas, right?
No, not really. No.
No, you just kind of go your
Yeah.
actual names and
Yeah.
I picked that.
I'm Bo. I'm always Bo. Yeah. Jace.
See-
Jace. Yeah.
One Oh, sorry.
no, go mate, go.
Well, one thing
You're
I
up.
loved when I noticed, like with the whole look that was going on, was you wear the mask, but you look very comfortable. like in your clothing choice?
As in like the attire.
Yeah, the threads are very comfortable. Do you know what
I
I
can
mean?
tell you it's very hot.
Oh
Especially on
yeah,
stage,
yeah.
you
Like,
know,
hey,
a hoodie and everything. Yeah.
windbreakers on stage now is a thing. I don't know why you all need to wear jumpers. It's a thing.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
It makes us look bigger and scarier, I guess.
Yeah, no, that's yeah. I guess, but I mean, yeah. Like I've sat here for the last what, 15
Yeah,
minutes.
you're struggling. You're struggling with that mask on, aren't you?
I am, bro. I am. I am. I am. I'm just like I just want to be able to just drink and do my things, but I'm just sitting
Yeah.
here just going, "Oh, far out.
Yeah.
You should have thought better about your mask, my dude.
Well, this is why I said I was going to come as a Kmart Andrew Tate. You know what I mean? Because I'm not as buff. I can pull it off.
Yeah.
You know, I drink beer. I'm not as rich. I don't have as many nice cars, so I could probably definitely be like a Kmart Andrew Tate. Water.
Definitely pull it off.
Hogan Andrew Tate. Yeah.
Water.
But yeah, I mean, you see it all. You see it all the time. I mean, these bands that perform in very extremely covered kind of get up. Like I can't imagine. I mean, Slipknot, they obviously go so crazy on stage, and they're up there for 90+ minutes.
And the
under
overalls too.
full lights, and they're in the full overalls with their masks and everything. And I'm like, I can't imagine how they do it. And you see other stuff as well, like there was a horrorcore rap group, Dark Lotus. They would wear either face paint or full latex masks, and then like druid style robes, and be going around stage. It's like, I mean, I did. What was it? I've worked with Kid Crusher a bunch of times as the DJ on stage for him, and I made the dumb fucking mistake one time. It was December. It was at like 1,000-person venue, so it was decent sized stage, and I had a full head latex zombie mask on, and a very thick hoodie over the top of that.
Oof.
That was the dumbest fucking thing I could have done. Like,
never
end of the
again.
show, I was like, sweat just kept pouring in my eyes. I was like, that was fucking stupid. But it's obviously worth it if the show comes out really well at the end, right? Like,
Fuck yeah, absolutely, yeah, 100%. I mean, you get used to it as well, you know.
Yeah, you absolutely do. And so going back to what I was kind of thinking about there. So, do you find that? Because for me, when I've performed in like very theatrical attire or whatever, I tend to use it as a vehicle to like mentally amplify different aspects of myself, right? So
I'm a different person on stage. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And is that the same for all the boys? Like, do they all sort of utilize that, or for some of them it's just like, oh, just slap it on for a bit of fun, or?
I think so. I think we all kind of go to a different place when we're on stage. It's just, and the dawning of the masks is just kind of that transference. But I for myself personally, I'm a completely different. I mean, if I didn't have this on, I've played with and without it, and I know that I'm much more me without it. Just kind of jovial and funny and shit. But when I've got it on, I'm a lot more serious and it's I'm someone else. Yeah, 100%. It just again, like the mask is really just an extension of myself. It's just allowing me to be something else, and really feel that music internally and externally output that, I guess. Yeah.
No, that's awesome. I find that. I mean, look, most people you hear talk about performing with masks. I think they find it's a fairly similar thing.
Yeah.
If they're face paint or they're in a mask or something, it allows them to amplify, those aspects of themselves, and sort of go, take it to that next level.
So it's like it's like Marspo, or it's like no Marspo, and then there's Marspo.
Exactly. And it's exactly. I mean, you hear it with actors and stuff. When they are like the Joker and stuff like that. When they wear the clothes and they put their hair in a certain way and they put on the makeup. It sort of brings out that character and they're able to sort of stay in character all the mannerisms and stuff like that, they just take on a different, it's the same sort of thing. I'm not sure exactly how it works, but yeah, it's a powerful thing.
It definitely is, and I think there's something to be said for the artistry of that in and of itself.
Absolutely.
Even it's like, because sometimes when when we throw on the masks and do that kind of stuff, we utilize these darker parts of our personality to fuel what we're doing on stage, and it's like, for a lot of us, we can use it as like a cathartic release, right?
Absolutely,
I mean, playing metal and listening to metal is a cathartic release in and of itself.
Oh, 100%.
But utilizing the masks and the stage persona side of things, I find, at least for me when I've done it, I don't know if you guys find the same thing. It's just, it almost takes that to a deeper level, almost a more spiritual approach to it. It's almost ritualistic in a way of you're putting on masks, you're getting up there doing these dances and chants, almost, and it just fuels a very like primal side of yourself.
Absolutely. And you sort of push yourself to different limits as well, because like there's almost the excuse of that wasn't me, that was him. You know what I mean? Like that was this character, it wasn't me. But yeah, I 100% agree. Yeah. There's something in it, something to be said for it, that's for sure.
There definitely is. And now you guys have had a few releases over the years, so kind of since pretty much you've released something every year since 2017. Is that
pretty much? Yeah. That sounds correct. Yeah.
Is that
It's
so? It
good.
started off
This is good, man.
with some singles, right? And then
is
the album, is this year's album the first full length album?
Yeah, the EP, yeah, full length EP, yeah.
And how was that process in terms of recording that? How did you find that? Did you do anything different to what you've done in the past, or how did you approach recording?
Not really, no, because we recorded it in parts as well. So it was kind of like you come in on a day, record a song, and then a couple of weeks later you come in on another day, record another song. So it was almost kind of like just doing 7 singles and then just putting them all together, which is essentially what it was in a lot of ways, because we actually did release some of them as singles before they were. We always had them, the idea of them being on the EP, but we released them prior, and then we sort of remastered them for the EP. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome. So is that when you guys are composing your stuff? Because I know every band works differently in how they approach songwriting and
yeah.
Are you guys the kind of band that like the guys will write some music and then you'll come in and try and fit vocals over the top of it? Are you guys all in that whole process together throughout the whole time? Is there primarily like 1 or 2 people that do all the songwriting and come in and go, here's whole songs for you guys?
It's funny because I wrote all of the music as well. I wrote all of the whole EP. Maniac and Disappear I wrote as well. Honestly, was written by a previous guitarist in the band. So I wrote most of the music, like probably 90% of all those songs. So I was able to write lyrics and stuff along with it because I knew the feel of them. And I almost had the lyrics before the songs. So now we're taking a different stance because Jace is taking on a lot of the writing now. So now he's writing a lot of the stuff. So he's probably our primary writer now with all of the new stuff for Disgust going forward. Because he's just a fucking wizard at it. Like, he can just punch out a song in a day, man. Like, he's absolutely nuts. I mean, we've got like 13 songs.
It's always good.
We've got 13 songs sitting there since probably before the EP was released. Like, we had all of that sitting there. He just keeps punching them out, man. It's like, fuck, we've got all this material, can't keep up, man. But so yeah, for now, it's really Jace. It has been Jace writing. Pretty much, he sits and he records everything on his computer. Puts all the drums in and it sort of gives us almost the whole product,
Yeah.
And so you can hear it and go, okay, cool, this is what this is going to sound like. So,
awesome.
Yeah, he's good with all that stuff, yeah.
That's awesome, man. So Jace is the GOAT. Love it.
He's the GOAT, yeah. Absolutely.
So is that just giving you so much more room, like, to really sit down and focus on what you're going to do? Because you said that you wrote the whole EP, the first EP, like you pretty much wrote that whole thing. You just had people come in and sort it out. Has that sort of changed directionally the way the band's going?
Yes. Yeah. 100%. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And to answer your other question, yeah, it has changed the way that I have approached my lyrics and songwriting in general. Because Jace writes in a very different way to what I do, but he still understands the overall sort of disgust thing, you know, whatever that may be, right?
Yeah.
We're not quite sure what that is.
That's
But there
good
is
though.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It gives you room.
We think so as well, but you know, there's like this one little thing that Disgust does in their songs to make it a Disgust song, and we're not quite sure what that is, but we know it when we hear it. And Jace is able to, he has been able to, you know, with his new songs and stuff like that, he's been able to kind of find that thing, whatever it is, with his new stuff. So it's been good, man, and it has opened me up a little bit with my lyrics and my songwriting in general too, because he's got different rhythms and stuff, so I'm doing different rhythms and stuff.
Yeah, your phrasing would have to be all different,
Yeah.
because you would have sort of taken that approach of writing it to the way you know what your capabilities are, whereas he's writing it to what his capabilities are.
100%.
And now
100%.
you have to take that approach of, okay, now my phrasing has to change. Now like the whole approach now, the way you take it, it's going to make you a better songwriter.
Absolutely, yeah. It's very challenging, but I love it. I love the challenge of it. Yeah, 100%.
Awesome. And that I think to me is so important when you're in a band, is having people in the band that are going to be able to challenge you and push you to go further, because it's always it's kind of like that phrase, if you're the smartest man in the room, you're in the wrong room.
Absolutely.
I think it's essential to be in a band where
Fucking
no
love that
one-
phrase. Yeah.
That's
where no
awesome.
one
Yeah.
feels like the quote unquote smartest man in the room. You know, if
Yeah.
everyone in the band feels like, and not in a pretentious way, not in a like cheesy trying to be
No,
false
yeah.
humble way, but if you're in a band with everyone and everyone genuinely is like, I can't believe I'm in a band with these fucking rad dudes. I'm in a band with so many talented people. I think that's a good sign. You know, that's a really strong sign that you're all in the right kind of group.
100%.
I think if you've been doing music long enough, we've all encountered these people that just want to surround themselves with hangers on to make themselves feel better, and you know, it's not a great place to be in as a musician. So
No.
because
Yeah.
it ultimately stagnates you, and you never do anything new. You never change anything. So
100%, man.
that's really really cool to hear that, and I'm stoked to hear that, you know, this other stuff you guys are working on is pushing you and challenging you in that way.
Yeah.
I'm really really keen to hear. Are you guys playing many of those songs live, or is that stuff just
Uh,
in the bank for
One.
future stuff? One song, okay,
One. Yeah.
awesome. Well, I'm really
I-
really keen to hear more stuff, some of it when it starts getting released. I'm really I think we're gonna be blown away by it. You reckon?
I reckon so. Yeah. Yeah.
I was
It's,
checking. Oh, sorry. No, keep going.
No, you're right.
No, I was just checking. I was just saying. I was checking out some of the video clips today, and I noticed that the old 8 strings are starting to come in, and I picked the baritone. We were talking off stream before we started tonight, and I managed to pick a baritone straight away, and I found out maybe a bit more depth is going to be coming later on with 2 guitarists, and I can only imagine what you guys are gonna do now. Just trying to keep keeping up with breaking that mold.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the one thing that was really important to us going into it, and you can hear it in the EP, is that, like, we don't want to put ourselves into any box. We don't want to be backed into any corner. We want to be able to have that musical freedom to do whatever we want to do. You know, whatever genre it might be, whatever. You know, we're gonna throw everything we have at it, and it really doesn't matter as long as it has that one little discuss thing that ties it all together.
Yeah.
That's really the only thing that we're really worried about. So with the new stuff, it's far beyond what we've already got. already, you know, and it's really exciting, and it's heavier, it's, you know, it's faster, it's all of that good stuff, you know. So we're really excited for it.
That's
100%.
awesome, man. And just anyone out there, I'm sure all of you out there, all you beautiful people out there that are watching in the chat, have seen these guys' stuff. But if you haven't, go over to YouTube, go check out all their video clips. I'm that YouTube, I'm that MTV generation that loves video clips. They got some banging video clips. Go check them out.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we mentioned you guys have got the show coming up in Sydney this weekend.
Yep.
You guys also have, I think is it your last show entirely for the year? Is in the 19th of November? Is it just the last show in Brisbane?
Might be last show in Brisbane. I think there's a couple of shows with that Unite the Fight.
Yep.
If I remember correctly, there's a Brisbane one, and a few other. I can't remember exactly, but there's a few shows on that one. I think
Okay.
that's it for the end of the year. Yeah.
Okay, so that'll
From
be
memory.
that's Unite the Fight, which is an event supporting mental health.
Yes, that's correct.
That's
Yeah.
headlined by Carbon Black. And then there's you guys. So there's Discussed, Awake in Time, and you've been doing a lot of shows with Awake in Time, haven't you?
Yeah, I love those boys. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Hey, are they a Brizzy band? I'm not.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. Yeah. And their drummer is actually our drummer as well. So,
Oh, awesome.
Oh wow.
yeah, so it
Makes
works
sense
out
to
really
do it
well.
together then.
Yeah.
How does he go doing
Busy.
two shows back to back?
He pulls it off, man. He really does. We were when we went on
beast.
tour, man. He backs it up.
I actually
That's crazy.
noticed in one of your video clips, there's a drummer that plays in the Drunken Midnight Choir. He's a big dude with tattoos. on the
In
drums.
which
I can't remember which band. I just saw him on the bus in your video clip. I'm like, I know that guy. Ah, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Josh Page
I think it might be Josh.
in Beast Machine.
Yeah, I think that might be him. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you,
Yeah, he's a good dude.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's just a community. That's what I'm talking about. Like,
Mm.
I watched the video clip. I'm like, it's just the community in Brisbane is just in the whole Queensland scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome, and I mean, like I've said, I think everyone that we've spoken to on here that's from Brisbane, I have to just repeat it, like the sense of community and camaraderie in the music scene up here that I've experienced is amazing. Like it reminds me so much of the way Sydney was 15 years ago, before everyone.
Really, it's not like that down there anymore.
I wouldn't know.
I mean,
None of us would know.
I don't know about right now, but before I moved away from Sydney, it kind of got very cliquey and everyone very politicky, and everyone started to get like out for themselves way more than helping each other out. Whereas
Yeah.
up here, I get the sense that maybe it's because of COVID, maybe it's because COVID kind of kicked everyone in the ass, and everyone's like, shit, okay, we kind of have to build the scene and the industry back up again. We really
Yeah.
have to support each other
Yeah.
coming out of this. But yeah, it kind of, things in Sydney were about sort of 10, 15 years ago. There was lots of camaraderie. Everyone was trying to help each other out, and it kind of went, it went down. I feel like it went down a bit, and there was a lot less of that for a while.
I think it's more of a
I hope
venue
it's
issue now.
I hope it's turned around. Well, yeah, I mean, Sydney's got basically no metal venues left anyway. So,
Yeah.
whereas up here you've got like a dozen different metal venues in like Brisbane and surrounds, and you can have, on one night you can have like half a dozen metal or rock shows happening within a few blocks of each other in the valley, and
Yeah.
they all get a decent turnout. So that's incredible to me up here. I'm really liking that. Really loving that. So what else is lined up for you guys in the future? Obviously, you got all that new material you've been talking about.
Yeah,
You guys look to
is there
head
an
back and
album?
record that, get that released next year, or like what's
Album,
the
yeah.
plans?
Yeah. Album.
Yeah.
Yeah. Geez, I don't know how much I can talk about. I should
That's
have.
okay. We don't want to get you in trouble.
consulted.
Don't want to get you in trouble. General rule of thumb is if you're not sure, don't talk about it. But,
Yeah.
Yeah, we plenty more shows, plenty more tours. We'll put it that way.
Cool.
No, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. I really like that. And, without saying too much, I mean, I know there's some really cool stuff coming up early next year. That you guys, something really cool that's coming up for you guys early next year, which is going to be awesome because I'm going to be there as well. And is there? So so let me put it to you this way, right? If you could book your dream 2023,
Oh fuck.
if you could just go
Oh,
within reason, like within reason, let's go look
Yeah.
with where you guys are now. If you could go, okay, if everything went perfectly in 2023, this is what we would do. This is what we would like to have for us.
Fuck.
What would that involve for you?
Um. Shit. What a question. We'd be going overseas.
Yeah.
We'd be going. We'd be going Japan or US, which is
yeah.
which is potentially on the cards for us.
Japan
awesome.
would fucking eat you lot
Yeah.
up like a fucking
Exactly,
hot dish, mate.
Because they love this, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So,
I think the Japan metal scene, they kind of love just everything. It doesn't. They have
Exactly.
this preferred
You-
subgenres, but it's less.
You're
divided
Australian.
than
You're
here.
Australian, and you got the whole. I don't like calling
Yeah.
it a gimmick, but you got the thing.
the look.
You got the look. You got the look.
Yeah.
They'll eat you. They'll
love metal.
They do. They do.
I love you guys. They'll eat you guys up absolutely because it's weird and wonderful. And you look at the stuff they're doing that's coming out of there, and the weird and wonderful shit. And even like I said, they might have their preferred subgenre of metal, but because it's still kind of looked down on a lot in polite society, I guess, the way that it was 20 years ago, 30 years ago in the West. It's still very much like you'll have people rocking up. I've spoken to multiple bands that have played there, and they'll have people like arrive at the gig in the full suit because they've come from work, and they're walking to the bathroom to get changed, and they'll come out in like leather and denim with like crazy hair and face paint and stuff, and it's like
Fuck,
they
no
love.
way.
They just they go hard on it,
Do you guys watch? Do you guys? I don't know if probably not many people would know this about me. I am fucking obsessed with anime. I love anime.
You and Jason get along well.
Mate, I love anime. Like I love.
Yeah.
And nearly
What's
every.
your favorite anime?
My favorite of all time, my favorite anime of all time is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood,
Oh,
the Brotherhood
okay.
edition. I'm up to 823 on One Piece.
Yep.
Jesus.
And I've watched that from start. I'm a
That's
bit hit.
hardcore.
Yeah, dude. I'm a bit hit and miss with Dragon Ball. I know that's fucking. I love Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer was just fucking so epic. But just in saying that, nearly every single one of those intros is metal. Is metal to like they all have like a rock or a metal
All got
or
guitars and
like
rock
dude.
in it, yeah.
The Japanese love rock and roll and metal, man. Like they love it just as much as the West. It's just I love how they still got that real fucking underground scene, but it's so popular. I don't know if anyone's ever seen Metal the Headbanger's Journey, but they touch on the Japanese metal scene a bit. It is just I'd love to. I want to go to Japan one day.
Fuck yeah.
And I think that'd be awesome for you guys if you guys are able to make that happen 100%.
Yeah, hopefully we can. Fingers crossed.
I reckon you could hit up. I reckon you could hit up like any Japanese metal band, any decent Japanese metal band. Like you could just throw them what you got. They will get you on as an opener. Or you could headline your own thing. Man, they would love you. Like, you got everything. You got everything. Just reach out.
Yeah, we'll have to do that. Yeah. Give it a crack, eh?
Absolutely.
Because we'd love to go over there, man. Like, yeah.
And I mean, look, if you don't take the chance, there's no way it's going to happen. So
Exactly.
that's the incredible thing. I mean, going to, and the US is pretty crazy as well. I mean, I know a while back, like Dark Cell, I think they hired an RV and just did a tour, toured around a bunch of shows where they drove the RV from show to show and stayed in that, which is fucking wild. So I love seeing, I mean, and Tensions we recorded over there. I think we played one show in New York while we were there, which was wild. So yeah, look, there's absolutely the markets there for it. You just gotta time it right, and find the right connections to make it happen.
Exactly.
Which is so important. But I absolutely think like if you guys were able to get into those sort of markets, it'd be awesome for you. Absolutely, you guys.
Yeah.
you guys have 100% got the appeal. You guys have got the skills to make it happen. So
Man, 100%. There's 100%.
that's really awesome, and fingers crossed for you guys. Absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you. There we go.
The
I mean, you
unfortunate
guys
thing with metal is
deserve
it's
it.
such a slow fucking burn.
It is. Yeah.
Like, there's... I've said it so many times, I don't care. Metalheads are the hardest working fucking musicians in the industry. Like,
Yeah.
like
Well, we have
dude,
to overcome a lot. We have to overcome a lot
yeah,
of
like,
inbuilt prejudices and biases that people have against metal music. I think it's so funny though, because I'll talk to venues that, and you'll be like it'd be a big metal show. Maybe they don't normally do metal, but they've got a big metal show on, and they'll be like, no, and I'll be like, oh, bet you guys are loving this, and they're like, yeah, actually we are. Like, we love having metal shows on because the fans are so, like, the bands are so respectful, the fans are so so polite for the most part. It's like whenever we have a hip hop or a rap show on, the place usually gets trashed after.
yep.
Yeah.
Like the fans leave, the bathrooms trashed, and also it's like a mess and everything. And I'm like, obviously not every venue, every show, but that seems to be the response I've gotten out of multiple venues that I've spoken to about this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, and that's amazing. So I really think more. I just think there's still these prejudices out there, and this vibe that venues and promoters seem to have, and they're scared that it's gonna look bad on them, or it's gonna taint the reputation of the venue if they have metal shows on. Like, I don't know what exactly it is, but I think more venues need to just open up and take the opportunity, and they will find that it works.
Yeah. I think it's money. A lot of it's money.
As all things come down to money.
Yeah.
Well, man, at the end of the...
It's a gamble taking a risk on a metal show. It can either go really well or really bad.
Yeah.
Well, how easy is it
Any show.
to get a DJ to come in and just plug into USB and just go...
Well, that's right, but people eat it up. That's
Yeah. Look. It's just like cover bands, though. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, it's just like cover bands. Like, you have a look at most DJs. It's just old samples that they redo and stuff like that. It's just exactly like people love fucking nostalgia. It's like you remember those smells from when you were a kid.
Yeah.
It puts you back in a place and shit like that. So like I'll play a little bit of devil's advocate. Yes, I do understand it, but in saying that, if we're going to talk musical, all the scales have been done on the fucking planet. There's only so many notes that we can fucking hear. Everything's been done, so everything's just been redone. So just go out and listen to new music, and you'll find something that grabs you.
Yeah.
But that's why I love when I find something different. That's why I love when I find a band that sounds unlike the other stuff I'm listening to at the time.
Yeah.
Like, example, when I first came across, it was like 2015, I think. I was just going down the YouTube rabbit hole, and I came across Black Tongue for the first time. And at that point, I hadn't listened to a lot of deathcore or anything kind of in that vein. So they were, I mean, I listened to a lot of heavy music, but they were unlike anything I was listening to at the time or that I'd really heard before. And I was blown away. I was blown away. I still am. And that sort of unlocked a whole new, side of metal for me. And then you also find bands like, then you got bands that bend genres the way like 12 Foot Ninja did, and they'd mix all sorts of jazzy, clean stuff in with really heavy stuff, or bands like Deviloof that are just pushing the boundaries of is it even music, or bands like Loathe. Is it Low the Left? I can never remember if it's Low the Left to Suffer, but whatever. They tuned so fucking low.
Look at what Bloody Water doing with the whole sitar thing and bringing those
what Bloody
Indian...
Water mixing up with stuff. I love finding shit that's different to what I've heard before. So yeah, that's always awesome. So shall we go on to the quick question quarter? How about we do that? Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Kyle, have you got the thing queued up?
I do hit the thing.
Right. Hit the thing.
Oh no, that's the wrong thing.
Oh
Jeez.
no! What are you doing? All right, so we're time for the quick question quarter. So basically, how this works is we're just going to run through some rapid fire questions. You give us fastest thought first, right? Just
Okay.
really quick. We don't have to go into lots of. We might ask for a bit more detail, but generally the
Yep.
whole idea is question, answer, question, answer.
Gotcha.
What's the first instrument you ever learned?
Sorry, you cut out. What was
Sorry,
it?
what's the first instrument you ever learned?
Guitar.
Guitar. What was the first album you purchased?
Oh fuck. Hybrid Theory, Linkin Park.
Whoa!
Yeah.
That's a good choice. What was the first
You're
live
younger than
concert
me.
you attended?
Sorry.
What was the first live concert you attended?
Oh fuck. We used to have these little gigs in Ipswich called CWA Hall gigs
Right.
when I was like 15. This is a whole story. I'm not going to go into it.
No. That's okay. Please
No,
go into
no,
it.
go into it.
Sure?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. All right.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
when I was like 15, well, in high school and shit, you know, the Brisbane's like 45 minutes fucking, you know.
Yeah.
Couldn't drive or anything. So Ipswich CWA Hall was the only place that was throwing on gigs. And I really miss those days because those were the days where like there was a gig on and you were going. It didn't matter who was playing. There was a gig on. They played on once a month, and it was like, fuck, is there a gig on? Yep, let's go. You know. Yeah, it was a lot. It was fuck. There was a lot of bit like Dennis and Fury. I don't know if you've heard of them. A whole bunch of different fucking bands, man. And it was just like literally, no, it was guerrilla as fuck. Like, no mics on the drums. None of that shit. You know, you just turn up and you plug your guitar in and away you went. You know, loud as fuck. And there was a tiny little hall and you could pack like 100 kids in there, man. And like shoulder to shoulder, $5 entry or whatever. You know. And yeah, fuck, those were the first gigs I ever went to. Like, and you get your mum and dad to drive you out there and pick you up. And
You know what that means?
Dude.
You know what that
Yeah.
means, though, right? It means that now as the performer, now you've got the responsibility to go and put on some of those shows now.
Oh, no,
Like,
yeah,
fuck the new generation.
Dude, we used to have a
100%.
place like that in Sydney back in Grey Stage
Yeah.
called Highland Road Youth Centre. Highland
Yeah,
Road
yeah.
Youth Centre, man.
They
And
had it out at Penrith too, Judges Car Park, man. There was like a cafe near Judges Car. They have all the fucking
shit.
shows out there.
you just put me in the most nostalgic place I've ever been in the...
Right.
Oh, I forgot about
you're
that
like-
shit.
And your friends would just be like, bro, is there a show going on this Friday? Like, it'd be once a month or something like that. Is there a show going on? Yep, let's go. And it wouldn't even matter who was playing, man. It wasn't about who was playing. You wouldn't know who was playing until you got there. You know,
Right.
It was just there's a gig on, we're going. You know.
Yeah.
You see the kids get dropped
Absolutely.
off by their parents, and then you see the ones
Yeah.
walk up with the backpacks, mate. And as soon as the ones walk up with the backpacks, it's full of piss. It's full of these bad boys.
And
Oh, man,
Siggy's.
all right.
Yes.
Alright, so what's an instrument that you've always wanted to learn but haven't had the opportunity to do so?
Piano. I would love to learn piano.
Ah, man, good choice. Look,
Yeah.
I always say piano's like, if people are looking for an instrument to start their kids on, piano's a great one.
You can do
lot-
everything.
Lots of foundational stuff there. Lots of foundational
Yeah.
stuff. I started on piano myself. That was
Yeah,
like,
man.
I mean, I dabbled on my dad's guitar, but the first instrument I ever learnt properly was piano. Like 5 years, theory, gradings, the whole fucking business.
If your
Right.
child can read sheet music, it's like knowing a second language.
It's just
Oh
great.
yeah, that's
Like,
fucked.
because everything now in my head, anytime I'm talking music, I'm always like, the only bad thing is I can't just go on the guitar neck, bam, straight away. I have to like visualize a piano keyboard in my head. That's that note, and then try and figure it makes, but it's a very, very valuable instrument
It
to know
is.
how to play.
Yeah,
It 100% is.
100%.
All right. So if you could pick one big band or artist to open a show for, this is living or dead, active or not, whatever. Any major band or artist for Disgust to open a show for, who would it be?
Oh fuck. These are some good questions, man. Holy shit.
Well, we want to get to the core of
Yeah,
you.
man.
We want to
Yeah.
know you. We want for our audience to know you.
Fuck. This is me, right? Like
Yeah, just
specific-
you, just
Yeah,
you.
you,
You
absolutely,
as a
absolutely.
person. You as a person. You as an individual.
Oh fuck. Man, I love Linkin Park. I would probably want to open for Linkin Park back
Look-
when Chester was alive. Yeah.
That's a good choice.
That
I
is
mean,
fuck. That is a good choice.
Rip Chester. Yeah.
Yeah,
fuck.
man.
I think, you know, a lot of people for a long time ragged on Linkin Park because it was like cool to, you know, they were like, oh yeah, they were really like cool back in the new metal days, and then they went like on this thing, and a lot of people were like, oh fuck them, they went soft or whatever. But I think once he passed, everyone kind of went, oh shit,
We
like
lost a legend here.
we did,
Man.
we really did, we really lost a legend, we lost an incredibly talented performer. So
I certainly wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now without Chester. Like, I
Wow.
remember I was when I was in high school, man. At like every weekend, I would force my friends to come over and watch Live in Texas with me.
Oh,
that fucking
Like,
DVD,
I would
bro.
watch it religiously.
didn't
every
that have?
fucking
Wasn't
weekend.
that? Didn't that have Mudvayne on that set too?
Not sure.
Oh.
It was just Linkin Park Live in
Okay.
Texas,
I think
and
yeah,
I would force my friends to sit down and watch that fucking DVD with me, and just be like, dude, look at this. Like,
I don't know if
Oh,
you know
man.
this or not. I don't know if you know this or not. You know, during the set, the guy that comes out on stage with the beanie over his face and the Hulk hands,
yes.
it's Lars Ulrich.
No.
It is.
What?
No.
At
Are you
100%.
kidding?
No, because Metallica was headlining that lineup that was there.
Oh,
So that's Lars Ulrich that comes out when he's got
Holy
like
fuck.
hands on his- yeah. I didn't know for ages. And then I went back and watched it after I found out. I was like, oh yeah, that's definitely him.
Fuck.
bro,
There you
no
go.
way. That's
Yeah.
fucking awesome.
Okay. Here's a cool one. So, who is a band or artist you're listening to at the moment that you believe is seriously underrated?
Oh, Awake in Time.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I haven't heard of that.
Yeah, I love those guys. Yeah.
Watch your Slater ring. Yep.
That's that's the band. The
Awake
band
in
you got.
Time. Where are they from?
Yeah. Brizzy.
They're Brizzy boys.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
drummer's other band.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right. Cool.
And that's local.
Yep.
I could say probably fucking 20 bands here, but Sleep Token as well. And I know that they're getting up there now, but I love Sleep Token as well, and I think they deserve more than what they're getting right now.
Yeah.
But they're
Absolutely.
getting a lot now. They should be fucking right up there, man. They're so
Actually,
good.
yep. All right. And what is something that people would be surprised to learn about you?
Ooh.
We're getting deep here. We're getting into the weeds.
Yeah,
but-
shit. I have a. What can I say here? I have a I love Billie Eilish.
Hey,
That's no problem there, man.
dude,
No
Yeah,
you're a
it's
secret pop head.
Yeah, I love Billie Eilish, man.
Man,
Yeah.
Billie Eilish is legit. Billie Eilish is
I'm-
legit.
Love,
I'm a
love
big
her
Meghan
voice,
Trainor
love her
fan,
songs.
so, you know, I'm a big Meghan Trainor fan myself, so I get it.
Yeah,
Sometimes
I
there's a
love.
pop artist comes along and it just hits different, and
Yeah.
it just speaks to you on their way. So
Yeah, Billie's lyrics and the way she sings, it's just beautiful. I just love it. Yeah,
that's awesome.
really good.
Do you want to know a
Alright.
funny fact about one of that there's a funny thing about one of the Billie Eilish songs? I don't know if you know this, but while they were in Australia, you know when you hit the little button at the crosswalk in Australia and it makes that
Yeah.
that noise, that sample, like they took that noise and they used it as a sample in one of Billie Eilish's big songs.
Yeah. I did know that actually.
was just like, what
You
the
just explained it really weird, but yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
know
did.
what you mean.
I did.
Yeah.
All right. Is it okay? Here we go. A couple more of these questions, and then we'll go on. What is the cringiest band name or song name that you've ever been involved with?
These are the best
fuck.
ones. These last ones are the best ones.
Bro, like all of our songs have alternate names. Like, like all of our songs have a different name, something to do with cum or fucking penis or something like that, man.
Oh my god! Okay, yeah.
Or- yeah.
You're gonna get along so well with that. I'll tell you later. I'll tell you later once we're not live on.
One of our
Tell
newest
it now.
No. I
One of our newest songs is called Glizzy Cum Champion.
You should just keep
And it's
that as
fucking,
title.
It's a fucking banger as well. It's not, yeah.
For sure it is.
Nice.
It's so good, cunt.
Bang right up against your forehead.
That's so good, man.
Yeah, we
I
got
love
no what penis bonfire. Oh fuck, we got heaps. But
Just
probably
do it,
the,
man. No
that
job
I
gets
took
away.
like cringiest one that I took seriously is I used to be in a band called Afterlight, and I just think that that's cringe. We called ourselves Afterlight, and I just I don't know.
Okay, so was it question for you then? Was it 2 words or was it 1 word as in afterlife, but then you
It was
changed
one word. It was one word.
Oh, bro.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. No.
Yeah, you see what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Now here we go. Final one here. What is your most controversial musical opinion?
Oh,
The last one's the best, bro. The last one's the best.
Yeah, these start easy and they get deep.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. You lubed me up with all those other ones, and then you're fucking.
That's the point. That's
You
the
gotta
point.
be gentle. You just.
Yeah.
You gotta ease it in and then you just hit them at the.
It's called the shocker for a reason.
I reckon there's too many labels
Oh.
for genres. I don't reckon we need all these fucking labels and shit.
Yeah. Okay. No,
I
that's
dig
fair.
that.
I mean,
I dig that.
I remember, man, I went through a phase a long time ago of trying to like really get very specific in genres for all the bands in my fucking music library, and then I was like, dude, nah, you know what? This is way too much. I'm just gonna put it's either metal or rock or whatever. I'm just
Exactly. Yeah. A lot of people try and label us with different stuff. Like there's new metal, there's all this sort of stuff, and it's like if you listen to Chronic and then you listen to I don't know, Burning Alive or something like that. I mean, they're completely different, man. Yeah, just metal. We're just a metal band, man. You know, we just play metal.
I like it. I dig it.
Talking about my controversial music opinion. New metal refers to a period in time rather than a genre.
Yes, 100%.
Explain what I mean by that. You go, who are the biggest new metal bands? Korn, Manson, Slipknot,
Limp Bizkit.
Limp Bizkit. None of which sound alike.
I would dare say you would remove Manson and put in Deftones.
Whether you want to remove Manson and put in Deftones or not, like that doesn't change my point. It's that none of these bands, sound-wise, fit into the same box.
No.
Okay, they are all different from one another in so many ways.
Absolutely.
That new metal has to. I mean, Disturbed. Even you put Disturbed in there as well. Like, it's just they from that period of about 5 years. From like what 98, 99 through to sort of 2003, 2004, where there was just an explosion in subgenres and just like alternate metal, right? And everyone started, and that's where like alternative metal is almost a better label for new metal. And
100%.
Nowadays, new metal is a more specific kind of sound and vibe for stuff, but. Back, OG new metal was a period in time way more than it was a genre.
100%. But
absolutely.
Now, Raf, do you remember a couple of months ago when I sent you a message saying if we ever didn't have a guest on that we should bring up topics about relevance of the Big Four?
Yes.
How are the Big Four the same? None of they're all fucking different. This is what I'm saying. Well, look, it's thrash, but they're all very different.
What's the Big Four?
Do you know, like...
Metallica, Megadeth, Slayer, and Anthrax.
Oh, yeah, right.
So they're the Big Four. But they're only the Big Four...
Back in the day, they were thrash. Back in the day, they were all thrash. Metallica's not thrash.
No.
All the rest of them still.
But it's like, they're only the Big Four up until a point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then new metal...
All right, fuck it. We're going to add another question last minute.
All right.
Who's your Big Four now? Who's your Big Four?
Yeah.
Oh.
Dude, that's a good fucking question.
Yeah, fuck yeah. You'd have to put Architects up there.
Wow.
Who's your Big Four? Okay.
Architects.
Yeah. Are you asking me who I would want to be the Big Four, or who I believe the Big Four are?
Who do you believe the Big Four are today?
Yeah, I reckon Architects are massive. I reckon they'd be Parkway Drive would have to be up there. I think Slipknot would have to be up there.
100%.
No argument from me.
Fucking 100%.
fuck, who would the fourth one be?
Hard, right? Because your first 2 or 3, you're like, yeah, obviously, and then
I
there's
dare say Trivium.
Oh, yeah.
They're butt fucking influential.
They've kind of plateaued. They've kind
Yeah.
of got to about here, and they're just kind of there, you know.
Yeah.
I'd put
Whereas
Korn up there.
Parkway keep going up and up and up. And,
I would put Korn on there, but if I was going to say the big four of the era, as far as it would be Korn, Deftones, like Linkin Park, and Slipknot.
Yeah.
That would be.
Look, speaking of Slipknot and Parkway Drive, how about that Knotfest lineup?
I know. I'd love to be on it.
And you guys is local bands that if we're talking about local bands that deserve to be,
put votes in. Hurry up and put your votes in.
We don't want to do the vote thing.
They'll put a vote on. Mate, congratulations to North Lane. Congratulations to North Lane for getting on that lineup.
Which lineup's that?
There's Knotfest.
Are they on Knotfest, are they?
North Lane got Knotfest. Congratulations, boys. Congratulations. Grey
You know
Stains
what,
represent.
I'm so stoked to see Parkway so high up that fucking order as well.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
If we're judging off the poster, it's like Slipknot and then it's them, which is amazing to me. Like, I just think as a rep, and whether that's Slipknot going, look, this is basically the biggest Australian metal band since AC/DC. We have to put them on this fucking festival in a prominent spot.
100%.
Or whether it's, something I don't know, but I mean, for them to get such a prominent spot on there is fucking incredible, and I think it bodes well as a representation for what Australian metal can achieve.
And above Megadeth, who have been around for fucking,
and it's fucking
whatever you think of Megadeth, right? But still,
a lot of people mad about that, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, a lot
Don't
of
be
people.
butthurt.
Mainly old school guys.
Yeah,
They're
but
very that Parkway's on above Megadeth.
I'm so sorry, but you know how hard it is, A, to make it in metal, but then B, to be Australian and make it in metal. Kiss my fat, white, hairy ass. They deserve the fucking spot. They deserve the fucking spot. The only people that are complaining about that are fucking boomers. Fuck off.
All right, let's take it to the bridge, man. Let's go to my favorite segment.
Oh, I do. Are we doing it? We're doing the fuck up. We're doing the fuck. Yeah. Let's do it. Fuck off. Let's go.
All right. So the fuck off files. If you've never seen this before, what we do for the fuck off files. We ask our very esteemed guest if they could just snap their fingers and Thanos 3 things out of the music industry forever, as if they'd never existed in the first place. What would they be and why? So, have you had a chance? Like, I know I did say it. I don't know if they warned you this was coming up or what.
I warned him. I warned him before.
What's your first one, mate? What's the first thing you could just, if you wish you could just eliminate from the industry, and why?
Toxicity.
That's
and
one.
Not the album.
That's multifaceted, and I'm not gonna say that I haven't fed into that toxicity to some level, but I'm talking sexual harassment and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And the burying of it, because a lot of these people are protected that do this kind of thing, and I want to be rid of it.
Nah, awesome. Like, I 100% agree, man. I don't know. Like, we covered this a few podcasts ago. These reports coming out that they did. They investigated into the state of that sort of thing in the industry, and it's fucking rancid, dude.
Fucking rancid.
It's fucking it's disgusting how prevalent it still is in 2022, and it was nothing but agreement from us on that.
Yeah,
I'll tell you. I could tell you so many fucking stories, man, and
Can you give us an example? Can you give us? You don't have to name names, but can you give us just a fucking?
I can give you 2, right? So, this was a lot. I'm not going to say any names, but I could get into a lot of fucking trouble for this. So, we had a person that was working for us, I guess you could say, right? And one of our members of our bands commented on a post from a victim, right? So this victim had come out and said, some stuff about their abuser. Our guitarist this was Jace. He went to that victim and showed support, etc., etc. And a person that was working for us immediately said, "Take it down, otherwise I don't want anything to do with you. You are literally not. We are as a band, and we, as much as we want to speak out about this kind of thing, as a band, like you are silenced from saying anything about that kind of stuff because people don't want to work with you. If you speak out about that, you're stirring trouble. People don't want to work with that, and it's such a fucking shame because we could call out so many people and finally do something about this kind of stuff, but we are silenced. We can't say anything about it. Otherwise, it's our reputation as well. We've got to worry about our band and everything like that, and people like. Yeah, it's just fucked, man. It really is. That's all I can say about it. Really.
And let's talk once we're off the air because I've got something rattling around in here that I think we need to. That I think we can talk about.
And the other one is venues as well. Venues do it as well. We've been in a situation. I won't say the venue. This was many years ago as well, where there was a particular person at a venue that we were playing at that was harassing women that were at the show, and we had multiple victims come to us and say, "Hey, we were being harassed by this particular person." So we made a post on our band page to say, "Hey, look, can we get all of the photos from the night from everyone?" And our what we wanted to do was get all the photos and sift through them, and hopefully identify this guy, so we could go back to the venue and say, "Hey, this guy here is." Doing the wrong thing in your venue. Would you like to do something about that sort of thing, And so we eventually did identify the guy. We went back to the venue and they basically told us to shut the fuck up about it. They said, take down your post, take down everything. We'll handle this, and they did nothing. And it turned out that guy was actually a friend of someone that worked at the fucking venue. And of course we got shut out there as well. So like, because that's you don't want that kind of stuff happening at your shows, and you don't want that kind of stuff happening at the venues, and we thought it was really important for the venue to know that there was something happening, so they could do something about it, maybe ban that guy from coming out, being able to do that kind of thing to people, and we got shafted again, for trying to do something.
That's that's awful, man. Like,
that's disgusting.
You guys are out here trying to do the right thing, trying to be supportive and help people and ensure that and protect your fans and people that are going to these shows.
Absolutely.
And not just say your brand.
I mean,
like,
look, I think
people when that shit happens, they do, no, but it comes through the whole thing. Like, if that happens at their shows. Women won't want to go to their shows. Like it becomes a whole part and parcel thing. Like, yeah, okay, we'll work from the back, but let's get right to the front. And at the end of the day, if these guys get a reputation of every time a guy brings out their missus to a show and they just want to go get a drink or something like that, and they're getting hassled.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I agree that there's an element of brand protection there, but I think on a human level, that's more just about like
the fact that they have to take down posts is fucking
but yeah,
for a community that's supposed to be so all inclusive, it really sometimes doesn't feel that way, and something's got to change. And so toxicity, that kind of stuff, I would 100% get rid of.
That is
absolutely. But yeah, let's talk after the show, after that we're off the air, because I got some stuff I want to run by you there. All right, cool. So what's number 2? What have you got for us? What's your second thing?
Number 2, I guess, would be a level of toxicity as well, but more so like a superiority. Like people that turn up to shows just before they're about to play, they don't talk to anyone. They sort of sit in the back room and they fucking play their show and they fuck off right after it. That God complex that they have, I would get rid of that as well.
I'd fuck that right off too.
We're all doing our thing. Like, let's not be heroes, We're not all rock stars.
Yeah. No, dude, I'm 100% on board with that. Like, You know,
It
I get
happened to
not,
me so many
not every
times.
person
Yeah.
from every band can come to every single show that they're playing at for the whole duration of the show and stay there. Like, I know that that's just unrealistic expectations. But we all know these bands that fucking every time they play a show, every single show they play, they show up an hour before they play, they fucking load in, and then like they're gone an hour after
Yeah.
their set.
Yeah.
We all know these bands that do it every single show, and
Yeah.
it's, you know, you're not too good for the fucking scene. You're not too good to be there. You're not too good to be seen enjoying other fucking bands. You got into doing this because you like music. Go and enjoy the music. Be there to
100%.
support the other bands. Be there to support the show. Be there to be available to your fans. You
Yeah.
know, like
Just be
it's
respectful.
yeah,
100%.
We
Yeah,
always
yeah.
like when we used to play. When I was playing in the band, we always had one rule. If we all had
Don't
to
be
go, at least try and have one representative of the band at the venue.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
if we all like really had to leave, we would walk up to every single band. Like every
Yeah.
single band, or at least one member, or two members of every single band. And if they had played, talked about their set, and if they hadn't played, explained the reason why we weren't going to see their set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was at least a common point of respect for everyone that you're playing with to give them a reason. Look, hey, I've got to work tomorrow. You know, like we've played our show. Look, I'm knackered. We got to go.
Yeah.
At least have that common decency to sit there and give at least your work colleague, because that is what that person is at the end of that point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That is your colleague, because you were playing on a set with them and you're all there to do the same job. It's your fucking colleague. Give them the same amount of
100%.
respect and say, hey, dude, look, good luck on your set tonight. I can't stay. Just best of luck.
Yeah.
And I mean, look, there's bands that I've played with since I've been up here, and look, I've only been back in gigging for a little over a year since I moved up here, right? Like,
Yeah.
and there's bands that I've played with a bunch of times with Skunk Bone, and I think there's been like a couple of bands where we've played multiple shows with them, and every show it's the same. They show up an hour before they go on, they load up, they play their set, and then they're fucking gone by the time by the time the next band's finished. And like, they're a great band, and I want to fucking talk to them and give them props and be like, hey, you guys are awesome. Like, let's tee some shit up. Let's work together. Let's do some stuff, because you guys are incredible, and we want to work. You know, I think we could do some really good stuff together. And again, like, you know, I try and give people the benefit of the doubt and put it down to luck, or, you know, maybe bad luck. Maybe it's just bad timing. Maybe they've all got some stuff on. I don't know. Or maybe they all work shift work, and they you know, they're not, even though it's a weekend, they've got jobs that they've got to get to and stuff and all that business. Like, cool, whatever. But
when it happens
makes,
every time.
when it happens every fucking time, it starts to look like a pattern, and it starts to get hard to believe it's because of that.
No, you're just dicks.
So, I don't want to go that far necessarily, but I just
No, I can. I don't need shows. I don't need shows. You're all dicks.
No, but we need guests. So, but the thing is, right, like, we don't have to name names. These bands know who they are.
Yeah, and they'll come on here and say that they fucking don't do it.
Know who they are. And look, if there's anyone that's in these bands watching, just fucking come and just do what Kyle did. Just go up to just approach the other bands and say, look, you know, you know, sorry I didn't catch your set, blah, 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 blah. You know, sorry I'm not going to be able to catch your set. You know, we got blah, blah, blah going on.
Yeah,
that's all you have to do.
Have a little
Whether
bit of
you're
respect for your colleagues.
Whether you're above or below them on the bill, doesn't matter. Like, as we said, we're work colleagues. We're in this business together. We're trying to make shit happen. We're all just trying to get by for our bands. Just fucking be decent about it. You know, that's all I think any of us are asking.
And it goes a long fucking way. Like, I mean, like, we are more than happy to play with anyone that, you know, any time that comes and talks to us. And, you know, if we're chatting at the back and we're having a good time, I mean, of course we want to go and play with you again, you know. But I mean, like, if you're deliberately like just turning up and leaving and shit like that, I mean, no one's gonna want to play with you, because it's just like, well, these guys think their shit don't stink. Like, who wants to play with that, you know?
Exactly. So, all right. And what's your third one? What's your third thing?
The third one is, I'm not sure exactly what you would call it, but like, let's say you have two bands that are starting out at the same time, right? Whatever genre it may be, band 1 and band 2, right? Band 2 knows such and such from such and such, so they get more opportunity than band 1, even though band 1 could be essentially the better band, right? That kind of stuff, you know, who you know, getting more opportunity than another band, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so more. I don't want to necessarily say nepotism because I think that implies more like
Networking, the networking process.
Where it's I think you're saying you want it to be more of a meritocracy. I think is what you're getting.
Yeah, more. Yeah, exactly. I mean, like everyone gets a fair go. Like you know, we're not putting that band on just because, you know, he's cousin of fucking Joe Blow. You know, they get priority over any other band because, you know, no one knows. It's
fair.
Everyone deserves a chance, man. You know, like
I feel ya. I feel ya.
Knowing the right people does obviously go a really long way. And
absolutely.
Yeah, I will say this though. Brown nosing is hard. Brown nosing is hard work.
Yeah, it is.
Like at the end of the day, like licking bum is hard work.
It is, yeah. And I suppose you always get to a point where, you know, you don't move forward unless you know someone, or you know, you need. So at some point you do need to know people, but I mean,
the worst part,
when kids are starting and things like that, I mean, you know,
it absolutely can go too far.
Oh, fuck.
You know, we've all seen examples of bands getting gigs that, you know, you're like,
just say it. They don't fucking deserve it. They don't fucking deserve it.
This opportunity, like, how are you headlining all these shows when you're getting blown off the stage by all the other fucking bands that are on the show? Like, no, I get it. I get it. I mean, you know, it's once you've been in the business a while, you know a lot of people, and you can get yourself these hookups and these connections and stuff. And
but that's the extra work. That's the extra. That's what we talk about on the stream so many times. It's like it's at the stage now where, because of social media, because of Spotify, because of shit like that, it needs to be that extra. And I completely agree with the fact that you're saying that bands that are not good enough get good spots.
No, but it's not work if he was fucking, you know, if he's the cousin, right?
Yeah, it's not. No.
If you earn the contacts and you earn the spots, fucking good on you. You know, that's what we want. Yeah. But, you know, just giving someone a foot up on anyone else because you know them, like maybe you work together, or fuck, they're in the family or something like that, you know.
Yeah, no, that's not cool. That's not cool.
I think that comes down more to the people giving the opportunities and the people getting them.
Yeah.
If I'm fair, like,
for sure.
I get where you're coming from. At the same time, though, obviously being in a band, like doing music, like you're gonna, if an opportunity is presented to you, you're gonna take it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
A perfect example.
You'd be stupid not to.
No, exactly.
Back in 2015, 2016, you know, there was a couple of Sydney bands that were getting a lot of opportunities in terms of supports on international tours. And it was the same bands getting a lot of the opportunities, like the same sort of three or four bands were getting all the opportunities. And some people started being like, oh, I can't fucking believe these guys. They're taking opportunities away from other bands. Like, put some other bands on, you know? And it's like, no, don't blame the bands.
No,
the bands are taking the opportunities that they've been given. It's blame the promoters that are not out there looking for other...
Yeah, the promoters are only doing themselves harm anyway, by putting on these mediocre bands. By if you got band 1 and band 2, and band 1 is better than band 2, and you're putting on band 2, you're only doing yourself fucking injustice.
But the thing is as well, like, it's not just who's better, it's who's going to sell the tickets. From promoters... It's when you're looking at promoters care about who's going to sell the tickets. And if they've put on XYZ band before, and they know XYZ band has sold tickets, then they know why take a risk on another band? XYZ bands sold the tickets before; they're a proven commodity. Then, so.
But then when he's saying when you're in the family, you got no hope.
Yeah. If the band's selling tickets and they've earned that spot.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
but if you're in the family and someone's just going, oh, here's a spot for you.
Yeah.
What hope do you have? What hope do you actually have? You got none.
Yeah.
You got none.
So, alrighty. So, look, that kind of wraps up the more structured portion of things.
Yeah, those are my gripes.
let's.
I like it. One thing.
That's awesome, man, and that's why we have the segment, because we want, it's an opportunity for our guests to air those grievances, to talk about the things that are bothering them. I love, by the way, the fact that when you vape and you exhale, it comes out the eye holes as well. Of the
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I couldn't handle it when I was doing it. Nah. You're, mate, all you bands that wear masks and shit, you're crazy. So
Yeah.
much respect to you. I lasted 25, 30 minutes with mine. I couldn't get my beer in there, so it's just not fucking happening.
I was going to have a smoke, actually, but I don't know how that goes against the terms of service.
No, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. As long as so the way it works is, as long as it's not illegal. So, like, if I was to have a bong or something like that on here, then big no. Big no. You having a cigarette? No big deal. Have your cigarette. Smoke away, man.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. So, well, awesome. I mean, and look, as I've said, you guys are doing some amazing work. I love the whole vibe you guys have going on, the look that you guys have got. Everyone's masks are unique and very. They have a lot of personality.
I like how it even dwells down into just like half the face covering. You got the whole, and it's a new metal look with the fucking face mask, and it's just, I love it. I love it. Like, you would wear what I would wear. You've done everything that I sort of wanted to do. Like, if I was gonna do, like, I want to look like that skater punk, fucking comfortable, really but the it's all up here that's different. Yeah. I want to integrate into your society, but here is what changes. I love it.
And it's just one of these things, I guess. And there's so many, like I said, I've spoken to so many people. Like, fuck. I'll tell you a story, man. Like, after I've wrapped with Tensions Arise and I wanted to do some shit, I wanted to go really, really hard on the theatrical, to the point of having, like, a fucking, like, a lectern on stage, or, like, a podium type thing on the stage.
Yeah.
For the vocalists, so that it was almost like they were giving a fucking, like,
a sermon.
like a rallying speech sort of thing during the performance and all that business. And like literally, like coming out on stage like Hannibal Lecter on a fucking, like, strapped to a trolley and shit, like full on big time. And I mean, realistically, so many venues that's not going to work, because there's no real side stage to come on from and everything. But
exactly,
I was like, I wasn't fucking thinking about that, was I? I was just having all these. But yeah, is there, okay? So let me ask you this then. Let me ask you this on the theatrical side of things. Like, obviously, you're doing the mask thing now. Yep. Is there any other, like, if, let's say, something happens and God forbid something happens with DISKUST, and DISKUST is no more, and you want to go on and do another band? Yep. Do you think you would do the mask thing again? Would you do something different to get the theatrical element in there? How do you think you would approach that if you were, trying to do something new after DISKUST, if that was to happen?
I'm not too sure. I think there would always be. I would always need to do something theatrical. I think that the visual is really, really important, especially these days with every band kind of looks the same. They're just kind of up there and they just kind of look like they're just playing their instruments and that's it. Yeah. And then you've got the big bands like Parkway Drive that are putting on big fucking light shows, and I mean, that's what you want, essentially. You want a full experience, not just 5 guys playing their instruments, Definitely. So I think if DISKUST was to be kaput, it would be a different idea. It would be something else. But even in DISKUST, we're still looking into ways to extend the visual, what we can and can't do depending on the venues, etc. I mean, we have so many plans for the future, on bigger stages, like we're always talking about flames or fucking snow coming out of the, shit like that. We're always looking to do something. And it's just a matter of finding a way to implement all of that. With obviously money issues and all that kind of stuff too, It
always comes down to money, dude.
Oh yeah, man, absolutely.
So I think 50 cents are the best, man. If it don't make dollars, then it don't make sense.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'll be-
So I mean, this definitely
sorry,
isn't.
guys, give me 1 second. I'll be back in a second. You guys keep
Yeah.
talking.
You're right, man. So this definitely isn't DISKUST's final form either. You know what I mean? Like we're going to always expand and I don't know. I don't know what it's going to look like in a year or 2 years, but you know, yeah, it'll be interesting. That's for sure.
Well, sort of coming from that, and Bossman 6996, thank you very much for the follow. Sort of coming from that and saying you don't know where it's going to be in sort of the next year. We'll take a step back and go, sort of like, okay, you guys have been going from say 2017 up until this point. What do you think has been the biggest difference in the music in your musical growth in that point?
Oh fuck, the biggest difference. I mean, there's been a lot of fucking differences. I mean, you learn a lot. You learn a lot.
Because you sort of said, was it Jace that came in? Your
Yeah,
new guitar,
Jason.
yeah, Jason,
Yeah.
your new guitarist came in,
Yeah.
and you sort of had to work on, or not work on. You've had to think differently about the way your vocals come into it. But is there a big difference in sort of like the, I guess, the scene in that especially? So you went 2017. You've gone 2 or 3 years. You've hit COVID. What do you say would be the biggest difference that you've seen pre-COVID and now post-COVID?
As far as the industry or the band?
Well, both.
Fuck. Good question. I mean, I think the industry is just kind of starting to get back on its feet a little bit. It's kind of hard to tell. Because I mean, we never stopped. We never stopped during COVID. We kept going.
Because you guys released 2 videos in that period as well, didn't you?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like when we reformed with CJ and Jason, all that, like we were ready to go. We were 100%, and then COVID hit, you know, and we had all of this stuff ready to go. We're like, fuck, what do we do now, you know? So it was really sit around and wait, or just fucking keep pushing as much as we can through the COVID stuff. So we kept pushing. We just kept playing shows while every other band was kind of sitting on their hands, waiting for this COVID thing to wrap up. You know, we were out there touring. We were up Cairns, fucking everywhere we could go. You know, and we built a really good fan base around doing that, because you know we were the band that was willing to still play, even though people had to sit down. Even though, you know, a lot of bands didn't want to play while people were sitting down. They're like, nah, fuck that. You know, we want people jumping around. We were just like, well, you know, we're a theatrical band as well, so you're more than welcome to come fucking watch, you know, like.
You're going to get a show. You're going to get a show either way. You don't have to stand up.
We're more than happy to do that, you know.
Because one thing I've said...
It didn't kill us. It didn't kill us at all, yeah.
And that's such a good thing, because one thing I've said is that COVID separated the players from the stayers.
Absolutely, yeah.
Man, so many bands broke up during COVID, and so many bands went, nah, we're going to knuckle down and work.
Yeah.
And it's really sort of like it's really separated the caliber of musicians that were just like, I just want to muck around and play shows. It's like, nah, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
And it's yeah.
It's still a little bit hard to gauge how the industry has changed pre and post, because like it's still coming back together. But as far as the band's concerned, I think that we're just pushing even harder now. You know, we can push even harder now. And we're gonna be everywhere. We're gonna do everything that we can.
Fuck, good on yous, man.
And you know, whatever comes our way, we're there. You know.
Dude, that's the thing. I mean, you know, you guys kept, as you say, you kept that momentum going. You guys kept doing shit, which is, I guarantee the fans appreciated it. It probably got to a point for a lot of people where they were like, look, I've never heard of this fucking band, but they're a metal band and they're playing a gig and I'm starved for gigs, so I'm going to go. And you guys will have won yourself a lot of new fans out of that, I can guarantee.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
And now that you've done that, people, when you come back, it's got this, like, this mentality in people's heads now of just like, oh yeah, that was like really, like, they went and did it when no one else would.
Yep.
They came and played when no one else would.
And the fact that you had the theatrics going on just would have imprinted it more on their craniums.
And it's
100%.
like,
Yeah.
you know, it's the important thing, right? Like you put on the same show whether there's 2 people or 2,000 people,
Yep.
because it doesn't matter how many people are there. Every single one of them matters. You play every show like there's like all of those people are fucking A&R people for labels, and you know, also, you know, you go out there and you put on the best show you can
Play
every
every
fucking
show
time.
like it's your fucking
People take
last.
notice. It fucking matters. It really does. And that kind of work ethic is lost on so many bands, and especially a lot of the younger bands too.
Man, you know
They
what?
don't
It's
quite
any
get it.
younger band out there that watches this. Here is what you need to think. You need to play every show like it is your last. And the reason why I say this is this reason. You don't know whether your guitarist is going to leave. You don't know whether you're going to fucking go balls up and say you don't want to do it anymore. Every time you walk up on that stage, it is your duty to bring the fucking noise and put on the best show that you possibly can for the 1 to 500 people that walk into that venue to fucking see you. Bring the
100%.
bring the fucking noise, people. Bring the noise, man, because you might not wake up tomorrow. Your guitarist, like, shit happens. Enjoy every time you walk up on that stage. You should think it's the last time you're ever going to be up there.
Yeah, you need
know,
to make
like-
you need to make an impression no matter how many people are there, because if there's only 5 people there, at least one of those 5 people are gonna have an impression from that show and go and tell a friend.
Yep.
And you know, and then there'll be 6 people next time. You know, that's how
Yep,
it fucking
exactly.
works.
Exactly.
Mate.
You have to do that. You have to put in the work, and
That is how Metallica became the powerhouse that they were.
Yeah.
like, it's so easy, man, to fall into that trap. It's so easy to just be like, oh, there's like, there's 5 people here. Let's just go through the motions. Or it's like, no. If you're, and it's yes, it's a lot easier to do when you have a big crowd giving you that energy back at the same time. But
Yeah.
if the crowd's not there, you've got to fucking find it in yourself.
Exactly.
You absolutely have to. And so, a lot of the younger bands don't get that. A lot of the younger bands these days, and I think it's just a life lesson type thing. You know,
Yeah,
once you've
man.
been in the industry for a while, you learn that, and sometimes you're smart enough to learn it from being told it by people that have been doing it for a while. And sometimes you're not smart enough and you have to learn it the hard way.
Yep.
Yeah.
And, you know, it sucks if you have to learn it the hard way, so don't learn it that way.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that
You
one
know,
time,
like-
it'll be like that one time that venue does their last metal show or something like that, and they're never going to do it again, and you half-ass the show, and you think, man, that was one of my favourite venues, but then I half-ass the show, and you think, fuck, I wish I could do it again. Don't ever have that. Don't ever have that. Every show, I wish I could do it better. Do it fucking better.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what's so important, and you know, the performance aspect of, and I guess, you know, certain bands, like I know Skunk Bone does the grunge thing, and the grunge band is like almost like an anti-vibe, like an anti-aesthetic. It has no aesthetic.
But that's what's
Which
great
is-
about it.
You know, it's
That's
like
an aesthetic in itself.
Exactly.
it is, exactly. That's a vibe. That's an aesthetic in and of itself.
I want to
So-
go there, be comfortable, drink my beer, and be fucking depressed and alone.
Yeah, but like it's it's like that. You want to just go there, and it's like that Simpsons episode where they have the music festival. It's the Smashing Pumpkins are playing, and all the kids are just like, they're melancholy dancing or whatever. It's just, but
Fuck,
it's
I
still
love
got a
pumpkins.
certain energy about it. But that's the thing. I think it's, you know, everyone who's out there playing music, you know, yeah, you get something out of it, but just remember that your audience wants to get something out of it too.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
if you're not
absolutely.
up there giving them that every single time,
You've
they're
lost
gonna
it.
know.
You lost the
They're gonna-
fan. You've lost the fan.
And especially now, you know, we don't know if with the epidemic that we had with COVID, we don't know when another one's going to come fucking
Yep.
flying through and
Man.
ruin everything. And so,
Yep.
like,
I
it's-
honestly
it's-
thought out of this far in the evolutionary scale of humanity that we would have hit every single disease point. I didn't think anything new. I thought not to be fucked. I thought like AIDS was like the pinnacle of like, okay,
that's
this
the
is-
worst.
you know what I mean? Like this.
Yeah.
I didn't think there was anything new.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's always new, man. That shit's always
Yeah.
evolving. Like,
Well, now I'm
Yeah.
worried. You know what? Like, what's the next one? Like, you know, I'm not worried because I'm married, but you know, people's dicks could be falling off soon.
oh, the monkeypox. Nah, the monkeypox thing's like, it's if you say it's if you're cautious and you're not around people that have monkeypox, you're probably okay.
I ain't never sex with no monkeys.
Oh my god.
Hey, no holds bars. We said that before.
Yeah. All right. So look, let's take it home. Let's take it home. So,
Yep.
we'll do a quick whip around on stuff. So, you guys, as we said, you guys have got these. We mentioned these two shows. You got Frankie's by the Slice on Sunday coming up.
Sorry,
If
boss.
you're in
Yep.
Sydney, fucking go to that.
I'm going.
Bust out your
I'm in
costumes,
Sydney.
do the whole thing.
I'm in
It's
Sydney.
awesome. Yep, go say hi to Kyle. Say hi to
Oh,
Discuss
dude,
Forest,
dude. Honestly, I'm seriously going. I'm fucking having Monday off work. I'm
Yeah.
going.
Text
We're
the boss
doing.
now.
We're doing a full. I haven't got my other phone. We're doing a full Beer Buddy exclusive. I'm going to do interviews. You're going to see that shit up on the Beer Buddy, and we'll put some stuff onto the Silk Music too, man. We're going to do the whole lot.
brilliant.
It's going to be awesome.
So who else is on that show? You've got Barbarian, Poisonous, Crossan, Dead Riders, and DJ Bella Lugosi. Is that right?
Yeah. I think we're the only metal band. I
Okay.
think.
So is
I
it
think. Yeah. They wanted like a really mixed lineup. Yeah.
okay? So what? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then obviously there's that Unite the Fight in support of mental health that we talked about as well. That's November 19 at
Super important.
Thirsty Chiefs in North Lakes, is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Awesome. That's got Carbon Black, Disgust, Awake in Time, Bridge to Nowhere, The Silencio, Dirty Brew, Out of Control, and Vibrations from the Void. So that's a hell of a lineup right there.
Fucking
So keep an eye out for that one. Is there any other gigs you guys have got in the pot, like lined up at the moment that you can talk about, or is there anything else booked in, announced, anything like that that we need to let people know about?
Not for the end of the year. No.
Okay.
It'll all be next
Okay.
year.
So
Yeah.
those two is kind of it for the year for you guys then. Is
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah. And then we're scurrying away and concentrating on new shit.
Nice.
New album. The new album.
Always good. What about you, Kyle? Have you got anything locked in for
I
Beer Buddy?
I do. On the 11th of November, I'll have Scandal Tree on. We're going to be showcasing their new EP and some of their video and some of that stuff. So we'll be doing a full showcase and a sellout stream, and there'll be copyright strikes everywhere. It'll be fucking awesome. It'll be so good. It'll be so good. That's what I'll do on Beer Buddy. Like, we just get bands on and we just showcase all their stuff and try and get them as much exposure as we can. So Scandal Tree, if you haven't checked out their new single, it is an absolute banger. It gives you that old school 90s real hardcore rock vibe. So go check them out.
Awesome. And yeah, so we've got I got the Skunk Bone show this weekend. That's on Saturday, Fright Night Fest at Tribe Clubhouse in Redcliffe. That's going to be a hell of a fucking show. Let me just pull up the lineup for that so I don't miss anybody out, because there is so many amazing bands on that one.
No, we're not gonna stop, boss man. We're not gonna stop. We're gonna read everyone's chat after this afterwards, and we're gonna open up the stream to let everyone ask questions to Bo.
Yeah. So we got if you do have questions, start asking them.
Get
now,
ready,
and
get ready, because we
So
want them.
yeah, Fright Night Fest at Tribe Clubhouse in Redcliffe. It's $20 at the door, but you can get it a bit cheaper if you go online. We got Trip Sitter, Lunchtime, Band Solo, Frozen Eddie, Skunk Bone, Ether, and Stood Shy. That's at that starts at 3 p.m. So make sure you get down there. I think you can get your tickets through OzTix for that one. And what else have we got? Oh my goodness. We got the new Clear Vision shows coming up too, which we were talking about. I cannot believe I missed those ones out. So we have Kaiju Fest and Metal Mayhem coming up. That is the 12th and 13th of November.
Seriously, get out to that Kaiju Fest. Get out to that Kaiju Fest. Like, that is a serious lineup. That is a serious lineup. If you're in Brisbane, get out. Like, Queensland, go to Kaiju.
Yeah.
Sorry,
That's gonna be
plug.
Didn't mean to cut you off there, my dude. What were you going to say?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, Kaiju's gonna be huge.
It is. It's going to be fucking nuts.
That's awesome. I mean, I love Chaosis. They're always a good time. fucking Empire Within, Sin Soto, Nuclear Vision, Regular Gonzalez, 12 gauge. I think 12 gauge Rampage had to pull out, but it's so many fucking amazing bands on that one, and Metal Mayhem as well, Chaosis, Void Matter, Crave, Nuclear Vision. So that the whole thing, man. That's gonna be so much fun there. In terms of what we've got coming up, we're trying to line up some pretty big guests for next month. So keep tuned on the page for that. Like and follow on all the stuff. When are we answering questions? Boss man, if you got questions, throw the questions
Yeah,
in.
throw the questions down
Throw the
now.
questions in the
We
chat.
are answering
Absolutely,
questions.
throw them down now. We'll get to them in a second.
I'm
Sure.
gonna read to. So we got Mick Boy. Mick Boy is here. How you going, Mick Boy? And Lance
Lots of
is here.
people.
Like everyone's jumping in tonight. I love it. I love the enthusiasm.
Yeah,
You know, so,
absolutely. And
someone
CJ mentioned as well when you were talking about pushing through COVID. There, CJ jumped in the chat. Fuck COVID. We pushed as hard as fuck, and proud that we did. Made some amazing memories during a dark time. We absolutely did. You guys absolutely did. Like that was, you guys would have made memories not just for yourselves, but for fans of music who needed some live music to bring that. Like they say it all the time. Like music is the language of the soul. I 100% agree. It's
Absolutely.
it's international language.
I've always got, whether I'm driving, whether I'm doing something at home, I've almost always got music going in the background. You just need that. I can't imagine doing this all that in silence. It'd fuck me up way too bad.
Oh man.
Yeah.
No, a world without music is a world I don't want to live in.
Nah. It's the universal language.
It is 100%, 100%, 100%. Like, dude, you can tell anyone how you feel from music. But yeah, boss man, I'm not that creepy. Okay, maybe I'm a little bit of creepy. But I know vaping isn't good for me, but I was a heavy smoker for 18 years, and it's pretty much saved my lungs. So I'll take good lungs over. Yeah, I was a fucking heavy smoker.
Yeah, no, for sure. We got.
Who's Boss Man? That sounds familiar. Boss Man, what's your actual name?
Boss man 6996.
6996. So if you got any questions, boss man,
please throw them in, man. Like, cause
don't wait for us to say, hey,
if
ask
you want the
questions.
answers,
put them in there for sure. We're
what do
more than
you?
happy to ask.
Here's my question: what do you think about this new digital revolution as far as guitars and bass and stuff like that go?
Oh, Kyle's got to bug up his ass about this one.
No. I mean, I'm interested because it seems like a 50-50 scale.
Let me ask you a question. What did you think about the whole Ronnie Radke thing?
Ronnie who?
Ronnie Radke,
What?
from Falling in Reverse.
I didn't know he fell in. I didn't know he fell in reverse.
What's he done? What are we talking about?
Did you not hear about this?
No, please go on.
So Ronnie Radke, right, from Falling in Reverse, right? They had to cancel a show or a tour or something like that because they lost their laptops.
Oh no!
Him and Sebastian Bach have been in a Twitter feud.
Right. Yes. Okay.
Have been in a Twitter feud about it. Yeah.
I did see them getting into some arguments, so that's okay.
What do you think about that, Kyle?
You know what I think? I think you balls up and you should have a backup if you're actually gonna fucking do that, or actually be good at your instrument, good enough at your instrument where you can fucking maybe accommodate.
Well,
What kind of shit is that?
Here's my thing though, right? Like you get bands out there that even though they're doing metal, they can be very sample and synth heavy in the background, and
But
some
cancel
bands
a
like to have an actual
show.
person. Some bands like to have an actual person there doing it, whereas some bands will just use they'll use a click track in their ear and samples and just run it through the front.
Yeah, but you know what the
either
whole thing
way.
is? Some paying customers would like to actually see the fucking band.
Yeah, and that's fine, and I get it, and I 100% agree. Like, have backups in place. Like, we've all learnt the hard way, right? Have your fucking backups there.
Their backup got stolen too. Just thought I'd. Yeah,
like-
they had 2 laptops that got stolen. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, then have it on a drive somewhere and be like, you need a laptop.
On the cloud.
Aren't there
Yeah,
clouds?
let's
Yeah,
go.
you got it on the cloud somewhere. Fuck.
Have the laptops. Have a fucking. Okay, here's my thing. Right? I've learned this the hard way. from
That burns
because
me.
I was gonna do a show, and I was like, okay, I was doing like DJ stuff, like DJ back to support the artist that was performing, right?
Yeah.
I went, okay, do you need me to bring my laptop to run stuff? He goes, no, it's fine. Venues told me they got a CD player. We'll run it. We're going to run it off the CD. You know, we'll do that, blah, blah, blah. Cool, no worry. You know, we'll run most of it off the CD stuff. Oh, everything else you need is going to be there. Cool, no worries. This venue was, like, I lived in, you know, the western suburb of Sydney. This venue was all the way in the fucking, it was like an hour plus away, even without it being peak traffic. I get in there, we're getting stuff ready. Oh, venue doesn't have this CD player. It doesn't have all the equipment that we need.
Oh,
I'm like, okay, so what are we gonna do? Fucking, because if I'd gone home to get my laptop, it was peak traffic by that point. So I would have been like 2 hours there, 2 hours back. No way am I making it into the show.
And shitney
talks to-
traffic.
Yeah, goes to the guy running the tour, and he's like, "Look, we desperately need a laptop. Can we, you know, I've got it on a USB. Can we make it work? Can we borrow your laptop there? Can we use it?" I was like, "No, sorry, it's got too much tour stuff on it. I can't risk anything happening." So I was like, "Fuck, okay." The venue didn't have this was back like 2013 or whatever, so it wasn't as
Right.
the cloud wasn't as much of a thing then, I guess, but like. So we literally had to run off my iPod the 128 kilobit version
it's a fossil.
of the songs because that was the only, and it wasn't even the final version of stuff. And
Damn.
we had to run that, and it sounded fucking horrible because. And from that day forward, I'm like, okay, if you ever ask me to do my shit again, I'm bringing a laptop regardless of what you tell me.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm making sure, and I have it on the laptop, I have it on the iPod, I have it on a USB stick, I have it on my phone, and I've got it on the cloud somewhere. You know, you need to have these backups on this stuff.
You know what the
And
weirdest thing about it is? It's like as soon as someone ever tells me it's like, it'll be fine, I'm like, it's not going to be fine.
Yeah.
fucking bones, being it's being
I
a
need,
cheeky cunt.
I need to take a piss. I need to take a piss. Ask that question. I'll be back.
All right. Okay, no. So fucking bones coming in here in the chat. Who is your favorite drummer out of all of the drummers DISKUST has had? Let me tell you before you answer that question. I'm gonna tell you right fucking now. Even if I didn't know he was a bass player, I would know he was a bass player from that comment.
Fucking hell. Trotter, because he's our current one, and I love Trotter.
Very
Yeah.
politically correct answer. I
Yeah,
love it.
yeah. Thanks for the question, Bones, you dick.
Oh, but yeah, man. Like I really do have to get out to fucking one of your shows sometime soon. If I think that weekend of the show, you last show up here, I'm actually in the studio recording a band that weekend. But
Yeah.
see, you guys are pretty close to the end of the night, so I might be able to get out to that one. I don't know. It's at North Lake, so that's not too far from here. I might be able to sneak out for the one set for that to catch you guys for sure. But
Yeah, cool,
failing
that'll be a good night.
failing that, I absolutely have to see you guys next year doing it's something. It's I've seen the name everywhere. I've heard what you guys seen online, all your stuff you're doing online. I've listened to the stuff. It's just you guys are fucking knocking it out of the park. You really are. And as I said, look, I am stoked that we're able to get, that you guys were able to come on for Halloween. It's perfect guests. Perfect guests.
Yeah, right.
It allows us to go. It allows us to get right into it. I mean, I don't. This mask is actually one of the Drop Bear masks.
Oh, is it?
Well, yeah. I saw.
Yeah.
I know he does a lot of ones. I've seen a lot of the ones he's put up that are your guys' ones, or in the style of your guys' ones.
This is a
But
Drop Bear.
I was like, oh, they look like great masks, but like I don't want to just buy one. Like I want sort of something that's my own identity. It's not like a custom thing. I know he sells a bunch of these ones, but I'm like, I want something that's like separate from being like a DISKUST mask.
Yeah.
And so he put these ones up. I'm like, fucking straight away. I'm like, oh yeah, this absolutely, like, this is badass. And I tell you what, this is
Yeah.
one of the most comfortable fucking masks I've ever worn. Crushing my nose a little bit.
Absolutely, yeah.
Crushing my nose a little bit right now. But yeah, I mean, it's I can't.
You say it's an
you
actual
guys think
discuss mask?
No. So this is the same guy that makes the
Ah.
mask.
Yeah, drop there, make all of our masks. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's incredible stuff. Like, shout out to Drop Bear if you're
Absolutely, yeah.
if you want
He's doing a
this
new
shit.
one for me at the moment, actually.
Ooh, okay. A similar
Yeah.
kind of vibe or like a big change?
No, it's different. It's different.
Because
Yeah.
here's what I
Nice.
want to ask. Because I've been looking at your mask like this whole stream. Is it a Rorschach thing you're going for? Is it like an insane clown or like because you got? I'm picking up a Rorschach vibe, like because you got like that white with the black splash.
Rorschach. I don't know that name. Rorschach. Oh, is that? Oh, that's the.
So like Rorschach tests or like Rorschach from The Watchmen.
It's like the ink
Yeah,
blots,
that's right.
ink
he's
blots.
The Watchman. Yeah,
Yeah.
he wears that white balaclava that has like the morphing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not too sure actually. I didn't I actually I watched Terrifier, the first Terrifier.
Ah, good.
Yeah. And that's where I kind of got the idea with the balaclava and everything.
Yeah.
Because he's kind of got like a white balaclava,
Yeah.
and that's where I kind of got the idea. It was I always kind of wanted it to be clownish.
Yep.
But yeah, it was just the idea that I had in my head. My original one that I made, I bought like 9 years ago, and it was like red, and I hadn't used it. And then when I just joined Disgust, it didn't fit anymore because it was just it just withered.
Yeah.
So I cut it apart, and put it back together like really dodgily, and put like fucking metal wire in the mouth, and you see it in the resurfaced film clip. That's the first iteration of that mask, and it was really, really uncomfortable. So I pulled it all apart again, and I put it back together. And what I actually did was I went to a fucking like a helmet, like a racing store, like where they buy helmets and balaclavas and shit. And I bought like this super breathable balaclava, and then I got this mask that I'd cut up, and then I was like, how am I supposed to get this and this together? And so I got some industrial fucking super glue, and I put the balaclava on to line it up with my face, and I'm like, okay, and I need to put the pieces on, and I wanted the pieces like tight fit. So I had to super glue the inside of the pieces and stick them on my face with this balaclava on to stick it to the balaclava.
So you got like a 50-50 chance that shit's gonna get stuck to your fucking forehead and shit.
It gets stuck to my fucking forehead, and it burnt my eyes and in my because it was so fucking strong. Like it burnt my eyes. Breathing it in, it burnt my nose. Like it was fucking horrible, man. But
It would have been
held
horrible up to a
like,
point, and then the glue would have kicked in, and you would have been fine.
Yeah.
Things we do for our art.
So
are
eventually I
you?
was just
So I don't mean to cut you off there. So, but
you're
with
right.
like the clown kind of inspired design there, are you like a fan of like Insane Clown Posse and that sort of thing, or is it more like a killer clown thing from the horror movies?
I actually never listened to Insane Clown Posse actually.
Oh, really?
Kings of the Juggalos.
Yeah, I never actually listened to them. But I love horror.
Okay.
Any
So it's
horror,
more of a
yeah.
horror. So it's more the horror
Horrorcore
inspiration
thing.
kind of- okay,
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, nice. And is there like, so obviously, like, you know, you got the new mask you were saying is in the works. Like, what's the inspiration behind that new one that you're working on?
It's kind of hard to explain. I just kind of have ideas in my head that don't really have. I give them a meaning afterwards, if that makes sense.
No, I get it.
Yeah, I had the design in my head, and it's kind of white like this one, but it's a lot more devoid of a lot. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot creepier in the fact that it's got less. It's
Okay.
It's
really hard to
empty.
explain.
It's kind of
Yeah,
like
it's-
the kind
It
of
gives
like
off a Michael Myers vibe without being a Michael.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
it's just
like-
real devoid of anything. Yeah.
yeah. So that's kind of like where I went with the like the Null character for Nuclear Vision, right? With the
Yeah.
mask. I was looking at
Yeah.
different ideas, looking at things, and I found that first one, which is just like it's like a full head latex mask with just like the black eyes and no nose, no mouth, nothing on it, and it's just that. And like I talked to a lot of people about it, and half the people were like, "That's boring. There's nothing there," and the other half of the people were like, "No, that's terrifying because there's
Yeah.
nothing there."
Yeah.
It's that lack of it's that uncanny valley thing of like it's almost human but not quite. And
Yeah.
yeah, so I 100% get it. Like you're stripping away the identifiable elements to just become more of this like primal, just like yeah, that this reaches deeper into the uncanny valley of it's almost human but not quite.
Yeah, exactly. It plays more into how people interpret it. It
Yeah.
gets scarier. It gets scarier because people don't know what to make of
Yeah.
it, and so they kind of create their own ideas of what it is. And
Who
that's
looks at
what-
it?
Yeah.
Yeah. 100 people people can give it their own meaning.
Yeah.
which is-
Whereas with this one, people are scared of clowns, and they make that association. So
yeah.
I got a whole
Yeah.
Rorschach
I'm
vibe.
kind
I got a weird
Yeah.
Rorschach vibe from it. It was like, what am I supposed to be seeing here?
more of a
Yeah.
mime. More
Yeah.
of a mime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's
My idea was I think I said it to drop there. I want a mime, a mime looking thing, but like imagine the amount of noise a mime would make if he was in a house fire.
Oh wow!
Because you know how like mimes are supposed to be it's like quiet.
That's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
such a.
I'm the opposite of that. So like yeah.
I like that. A mime in a house fire. That would be the
Yeah,
noisiest
that's why, like,
motherfucker
why
on the
the-
planet.
The
Yeah,
side is like
okay.
burnt and shit.
Yeah.
I think as well. Big shout Premnath5 by the way. Big fucking thank you for the follow.
Thank you very much,
Um,
man.
You know what else I get as well? Like the texture on that mask. It's almost like a doll-like quality as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, like a mannequin.
Like
Yeah.
like a mannequin or like a porcelain doll that's been
Yeah.
like damaged and put back together, and that
Yeah.
that's another sort of creepy element as well, right? Because you've
Yeah.
got like creepy smashed up dolls are all the fucking thing in horror since Annabelle, kind of came back again. And I know Chucky was doing the doll thing first, but Annabelle kind of brought it back.
Yeah.
In a big way.
Popularity as well there.
But that was like a real thing, though.
Yeah, well, yeah. So but yeah, that's definitely another element there. Well, look, I mean, I'm keen as fuck to see this new mask you've been working on. I'm keen.
Oh, I'm
as fuck to
kidding.
see how you guys are
Yeah,
working on it.
man. We're gonna get you back
Yeah.
on. We're gonna get all these back on.
Absolutely, yeah. When you guys, when it comes up for releasing and stuff, and it's getting closer to touring for that, definitely keep us in the loop, and we'll get you guys back on to talk about it some more. I think
We'll get
It's
Raph
gonna
to
be-
jump on mine, and we'll do a full sellout stream. We'll just listen to everything, and we'll just fucking flood it.
Yeah.
Copyright strikes everywhere.
We'll show all of the people all of the Disgust stuff. Yeah, that sounds like a mad time. If anyone's got any last minute questions, feel free throw them in the chat.
Please.
If not, if you've tuned in for today, thank you so much. Thank you for watching, guys. It's been so awesome hanging out with everybody on this Halloween stream. I decorated the studio especially for it. Brought my lady friend in. You know how it is.
I'm sorry I couldn't wear the mask, but I can't drink beer in it, so.
Well, I picked a better mask, my dude. See, this one's got the jaws, so I can still fucking drink. There we go. Smashing the fucking tingles while I'm done. All right. So yes, thank you again, everybody, for tuning in. Massive thank you to our guest Bo from Disgust. Go and follow them on all the socials. Go and listen to all their fucking music. Pump it hard. They deserve all the fucking all your attention, guys.
And
It's
don't forget,
amazing.
guys, if you're in Sydney, Sunday, they will be playing Frankie's Pizza. Get out there. I'll be out there. Fucking, it's all happening.
Your ass is
do
down
it.
there.
My ass is down there. My ass is down there.
Yeah, and bring your costumes too. It's gonna be fucking. It's Halloween Eve. It's gonna be an awesome night. Go crazy on it. It's gonna
Yeah,
be
man.
awesome.
Be fucking mad.
All right, look, let's wrap it up there, guys. Once again, massive thank you to our guest. And before we go, guys, look, just remember, the world's been really crazy the last few years. just you don't know what everyone's going through. You don't know what other people are going through. Just be kind to each other, help each other out, because realistically, it's the only way we're going to get through this fucking chaos that the world's descending into these days. Take care of yourselves. Take care of the people around you. We love you guys, and we'll see you next time.
Take it easy, everyone.
Thank you.
Peace.